And in theory, we are live. I hope it seems to say that we are live. So that's all good.
Why
Yay!
did we have to go live just as I was drinking coffee?
Because that's how I time things, Mark.
That was really badly timed. Thank you.
I always look for the most inopportune moment to make me look better and everybody else look bad. Because it's the only time I can look good.
Daisy is in the chat. They say you are live.
I am alive. It's alive.
Thanks, Daisy.
It's alive. Yes,
Good to know we exist.
Yeah, this is what, the third time this year I've gone live on Twitch. This is interesting.
That's because you keep changing countries, and half of the countries you go to, the internet hasn't been invented yet.
I've got better internet in Mexico than I did in Germany.
This is so on point.
That is true. And yet Tom is in Germany and has internet. You were obviously in the wrong part of Germany.
Yeah, so the background you see on Zoom, not behind me, but the actual main background, not on Zoom, on Twitch, sorry, that's actually where I lived in Germany. So yeah. But yes, this is interesting because all four of us are in different countries. So the wonders of the internet when it works. So yeah, I've moved 6 times this year, I've discovered, and I'm not doing it again for another year, I hope.
Well, eventually you'll find a country that will accept you for longer than a couple of months.
Well, in theory, I'm here in Mexico for 2 years, so we'll see how that goes. It's definitely an interesting place. And being 2,000 meters up is certainly fun for the breathing. So, but right, cool. Anyway, yes, we are live. We are back in Solemn Vale, the game of Solemn Vale. We played this a couple of months ago, but one of the players has changed. They have morphed. They're probably still as tall as each other. But yeah, we have lost one and gained one. So
I am considerably less funny.
I
So
don't know.
be warned.
You're considerably more fey, though. So is
It
that a
might
lie?
be,
Is that
but
a
but
lie?
I can't
also,
confirm.
This is the first time on this channel that we have his face. So yeah, we've got a Tom instead of a James.
Very true. I've been gaming with Tom for some time, and yet his face has never appeared until now.
It comes with changing jobs, so I'm feeling more comfortable with showing my face, at least as a player, as a storyteller. I prefer to be invisible, but
yeah, it's the mystery. The mysterons.
Right. How about starting the story?
Yes, no, I've waffled on for long enough. I'm not used to doing Twitch streams anymore, so I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing. Right, so let's move on. We are, as I say, going to play some Solemn Vale today. So this should be fun. A nice bit of dark folk horror. This story is a little bit different to most of the typical, I suppose, Solemn Vale tales, in the fact that we're not actually in the town of Solemn Vale. But we shall come to that later. We shall deal with the story later. We have some wonderful players with us. We have, as you can see around the screen. We'll go around, introduce yourselves, and introduce your characters. I know we're going to have to do something a little bit drastic at the start with Mark, but we shall come to that first in a minute. We should start with Tracy. Introduce yourself and your character.
I'm Tracy, and my character is Annabelle, and you can expect me to be rather cryptic and sarcastic, and I am a bit slow moving, so I'm hoping not to get chased too much, but I do have very good balance.
A gymnast, a slow gymnast, maybe. Cool. Next up in the circle, we'll have Tom, who's above me.
Hi, I'm Tom. And I gonna play Timothy, who is the polar opposite of Annabelle. You can expect me to get absolutely nothing, understand everything wrong, and believing that you have his best interest interest at mind. He's also your very best friend.
Friend.
Yeah. And I like fashion.
Yeah. He's what, a jock, I suppose. That kind of idea.
Maybe.
I thought he was kind of a dandy.
Let's see. My description of Tim is very short at this point. It can go into many directions of not too bright but beautiful.
It's not like I gave you enough time to think about this. Is it, Mark?
Yeah, okay.
And last we have Mark.
Hello, yes, I am Mark, the creator and host of the Folklore podcast. Those that have been on Twitch streams or other places that I have played games with people like this before will know that whenever I play a character whose name is Colin, then I'm generally playing somebody who has an unhealthy interest in things like the numbers on the sides of trains or you know, the history of tea bags or some such thing like that. So yes, Colin is that sort of person. I think I played Colin when we did the Archeo Gaming Con game, and Colin had a substantial Barbie collection, if I remember rightly.
Is that the one where I played the
Sentient
Tate,
building?
Yeah, the
yes.
Tate Modern.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, the Barbie collection was you ended up crawling through it, and you were a mouse, I think, called Colin.
Yeah.
It was a
Anyway,
very strange
yes,
game.
yes. So that is the sort of person who Colin generally is. But because I am woefully unprepared, the one thing that Colin doesn't have at present are any stats.
And so, if anybody has never played Solemn Vale before, we shall quickly show you how quick it is to create a character. It's one of the quickest around, really. It's kind of in the line of a lot of the... I can't remember the system. Old Gods and Numenera. Cypher. It's a little bit like the Cypher system in the speed and simplicity of it. So the first thing you'd do is you'd choose a concept for the character. I think the concept is in the name, isn't it? The concept is Colin.
Yes, Colin is very much the concept of the character. Yes.
And how old is Colin?
I think we've decided that everybody in this group is kind of late teenage years, haven't we? Something like that. So I think we'll place Colin at 17.
Excellent. 17 is just the right age to maybe or maybe not be legal to drive. So the next thing we do, if I get through this, is we have some abilities. There are 3 abilities. There's body, mind, and soul. And you need to distribute 15 points between these 3 abilities. You can have a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 9. Body relates to physical challenges. These are listed as obstruction, pursuit, and threat. So like moving big obstacles or punching people. Mind deals with the mental challenges, such as logic, pressure, or wits. And then soul deals with the spiritual and occult things we might meet, such as foreboding, invocation, and taint. Taint. We won't go any further than that. So yeah, you just have to split 15 up into 3 different numbers. Have you done that, Mark?
I have indeed.
Yes. And that's character creation. Oh no, you need to do 2 sentences, don't you? 2 facets.
For each stat.
Finally you pick two facets for each ability. It's just a description of kind of what part of that ability you are. So it can be two good things, it can be two bad things, it can be a good and a bad thing. So you could be, I'm very, very good at lifting heavy objects because I'm a bodybuilder, but because I'm a bodybuilder, I'm not very quick.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've done a couple. Just give me a moment, and I will do the third one.
And that's it. There is one more that will come up throughout the game called Weird. And the Weird starts off with the same number of players, as far as I remember.
It does? Okay.
It starts off with the group Weird, which is the same as the number of players, as far as I remember.
Don't we have a weird pool and a personal weird?
The personal weird is filled as you go through the game.
You will accumulate your personal weird score.
Yeah.
Each scene of the game has a number of weird points associated to it, and you can draw on those if you need to re-roll, or particular things might happen which will add to your weird pool. The higher your weird pool is, WYRD, the more weird, WEIRD, things will probably become. Okay, here are my stats. So, Colin, age 17. The stat for body is, unsurprisingly, 3. And the attributes for that stat are thin and fragile. The mind stat is 7. And the mind descriptors are obsessive and logical. Soul is 5, and your 2 words for soul are agnostic and sheeple.
Excellent.
There you go.
Brilliant. Cool. So we have our 3 characters, our 3 denizens of the world of Solemn Vale. So, as I say, this story is a little bit different. I have taken... We're actually going to be playing a scenario called A Dark Pact. And this actually comes from the Tales from the Weird book, which is a collection of stories for Solemn Vale, written by a load of really, really good writers. This one is written by Graham Davis, who also wrote The Mythic Britain for Vesson, and has done a load of stuff for Warhammer Fantasy. So he's a well-known writer.
What did you say the scenario was called? Sorry.
A Dark Pact.
Thank you.
It's on the Twitch screen in the middle, underneath where it says Solemn Vale.
I'll take your word for it, because I'm just writing back to the creator of Solemn Vale to tell him which scenario we're playing.
Okay, cool. Obviously, this will probably not follow the story very well because, players get involved, but we shall certainly have a little bit of fun. And one of the interesting things about this game, or this story, is even though it's set in the world of Solemn Vale, it is not set in Solemn Vale. It is actually set in America. And it is set in the Appalachian Mountains. I will get this wrong. Please shout at me in the chat if I get it wrong. Appalachia. So we are there. And the first thing we need to decide is why these 3 wonderful teenagers or late teens are in Appalachia and what they're doing there. So why and how do these 3 teenagers know each other, and what are they doing in a car in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains in the early 80s?
Colin's there because he is very interested in banjos.
Of course. I mean, it all makes sense, and they just don't make as good banjos.
No, you've
where
got to
we
go to
come
the
from.
Appalachians, at the Appalachian Mountains, if you want to get the right sort of banjo pick.
Yeah, you probably told us that there are some master craftsmen of banjo making abilities, and of course I help you with everything that I bring to the table to
That's
find the best of them.
banjo making, MAKIN apostrophe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm there because I'm for an exchange student in the Solemn Vale area, but this is my hometown area. So I came back and I talked these two guys into coming with me.
You ran away from the suspiciously large sausage. You had too much of the suspiciously large sausage, red sausages, and thought you'd come back to the normal world of the Appalachian Mountains,
where you have biscuits and gravy.
Technically, gravy isn't gravy in the beef. In the beef manner, gravy is white in the Appalachian area and not brown. I didn't know whether you knew that. I just thought I'd throw that one in.
Also, we don't talk about biscuits.
We don't.
They're
I
different.
like biscuits.
They're not those. There's not the same kind of biscuit.
How can that be? I mean, it's not that hard to make biscuits, is it? Although making really good biscuits, I can see why we need to travel to that mountain area in general. So we are here for
grits?
banjos and biscuits.
Grits.
Amazing.
Isn't grits from this area as well?
Grits is from the south, so
which is where banjos are from as well, technically. We can be the southern Appalachians. The story's technically set in Massachusetts, but as I say, I don't know whether the Appalachians go that high. I thought they stopped a little bit south of New York, but
yes, grits and biscuits and gravy and banjo are all from the south. Remember, the devil went down to Georgia.
Colin would tell you a very interesting thing about Massachusetts and the Bee Gees at this point, were it not for the fact that Solemn Vale is set in the 1970s and that song's not out yet.
Also, Georgia, that's like my last name. I feel so spiritually connected to this place. It's a wondrous journey.
One important question: who's driving?
Oh, I would think I would be driving, since I know how to drive on the right side of the road.
Technically, driving on the right side of the road is driving on the wrong side of the road.
Yes.
Yeah, but we get our driver's license at 16 here, so.
I learned driving, and I'm probably the best driver. It's not my fault that there was this paper bin, this very tiny paper bin that I hit as I tried to move the car out of parking lot. And well, yeah, probably Annabelle can take us to some places if it's good. Yeah, I cheer you on. You will be great at driving.
Yeah, so we've got Annabelle is a driver. Cool. As I say, you are on this road trip through the Appalachians. We have Colin spouting off random facts about random bits of America. Annabelle complaining about people driving on the wrong side of the road. And Timothy being Timothy, I suppose. You head down a road. It's a winding path. It's mid-autumn. The leaves are starting to change colour. And it's a beautiful sight. You were kind of halfway up one of the mountains, looking over the top of the trees. The bottom of the valley is slightly misty, and you just kind of, it's idyllic. Do any of you know about the history and the stories of Appalachia? Maybe Annabelle has heard some rumors about the Appalachian Trail and the ancient mountains. Does Colin know any
yes.
strange stories? Does Timothy care? Does Timothy read?
Timothy does read, yes, but I really am hearing the faint sound of banjos on the horizon right now, so I leave the remembering things to my two best friends.
Well, the Appalachians are a very interesting area, a socio-economic region running from the Catskill Mountains in the east, the southern tier of New York State in the west, and south down as far as Pennsylvania. They carry on through the Blue Ridge Mountains and right into northern Georgia and through the Great Smoky Mountains from North Carolina into Tennessee and northern Alabama. It's really a very, very vast area. I mean, I could tell you more about its natural resources and its, economic conditions, but because it lacks definite physiographical or topographical boundaries, there's been some disagreement over exactly what the region comprises. So it'd be quite difficult to tell you more than that, I would have guessed, really.
Have I told you that my last name is actually Georgie? Like in Georgia.
Although technically the last letter is different.
Yes, but isn't that uncanny?
Well, I don't know whether it's uncanny so much as unusual. Uncanny is really looking at a different kind of more supernatural thing. I don't think it's particularly supernatural. It's really just a name, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
And on the radio, Danny Robbins comes on and goes, "Uncanny." And disappears.
But 50 years in the future.
Yes, as I said, uncanny. So yeah, does Annabelle know any tales? Has she heard of the wilds of Appalachia? And
I have heard there's a town up ahead that we might want to stop in. It's called Wellman. And there is a story about the founding family of the town. And one of the descendants, Elizabeth Wellman, disappeared. And it was under mysterious circumstances, and no one ever figured out what happened to her and what exactly went on and why one of the, descendants of the founding fathers of the town was taken like this.
Is she well?
Nobody knows. No one ever heard what happened to her. So I have never been to the town, but I don't know. Do you guys want to check it out and see what we can find out?
Sure. I mean, if we find her, that maybe we get a reward or something.
Well, it was some years ago, so I'm not sure that we'd find her alive, but I'm willing to take a look.
Yeah, maybe we are lucky.
I'm just sending a quick message. 1 second. There you. Well, I remember these things. I probably should have prepped.
So it was a couple of years ago. Yeah. It was a couple of years ago, so it'd be unusual if she had disappeared for all this time, unless she just ran away. But nobody knows.
Yeah, she could be living in a cave. Or she could have
living in a cave.
I don't know. And maybe she went to New York and got some nice shoes, as I did after we landed on the airport.
Well, at the time when she was here, she had come over from the Solemn Vale area and was visiting her roots to see what the town was like and to, get back to where her family came from.
Oh. That's interesting. Ooh. Did you notice? She also shares a last name with the place she was visiting. Like me. Maybe I am from Georgia too.
Well, technically, your last name would be Georgia then, though, wouldn't it? And it's not, is it?
That can be changed.
A lot of people change their last name at Ellis Island when they get here. So happened to my
They don't
family.
come from the town of Deedpole, do they?
So I was expecting banjos and biscuits, and now we are getting nice shoes and a mystery to solve. That's great. Aren't you excited, Colin?
Very much so. I think we should find one more person and a dog if we're going to solve a mystery, though.
I was just going to ask, what color is the car? Is it a car? Is it a van? What color is it?
Whose car is it? It's Annabelle's car.
It is a Volkswagen van.
Nice. Is it?
Although, of course, strictly speaking, it is a minivan rather than a van, isn't it?
There's only one size Volkswagen van, right? So I've already sort of defined that.
I'm guessing you've not.
I don't want to be pedantic or anything about it.
You always want to be pedantic about it.
You remember, Colin is really annoying.
But he knows a lot of things, and that's great.
And that's why Timothy's riding shotgun.
So as you have this conversation, you are heading down the road and you see the sign. Which side of the road does America drive on? It's the same side as England, isn't it?
The incorrect side.
The incorrect side, okay.
The right side.
I've spent so many times moving through different countries now, I completely forget even what side of the road England drives on.
They're wrong. They
to be
even
fair, also,
built
Mexico,
the cars the wrong way.
Mexico, I don't think they have a side of the road that they drive on. So
a bit like France, then.
Oh no, it's worse. But yeah, anyway, there's a left-hand turn. I have to remember my rights and left then. You see a left-hand turn off the main highway or the main road, down through the woods, down into the valley. It looks like it would head down into the mists and the clouds that are at the bottom. And it does say Wellman, and then the number 5 next to it. So
say welcome to Wellman.
Not yet. You have not got to that part.
Is it like 5 Wellmans, or is it
5
just
miles, 5 kilometers?
One
5
street
miles.
with 5 houses, and we are heading towards number 5.
Population 5?
Oh, that's right. That's the thing they're doing over here, aren't they?
Yeah, they like to write the population up and then cross it out when somebody gets shot and put a new number there.
Okay. It's a small place. It's only 5 people. Oh, they have a lot of guns.
Probably both, I would have thought.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Do you have a gun, Annabelle?
I do not.
Have you ever shot a gun?
I have.
Nice.
You
Was
have a
it big?
Confederate flag.
What?
You have a Confederate flag.
Of course I do.
Okay, just wondered.
We are in the South. In the 70s.
That's right. That's right. You
Oh,
can't shoot possum without a gun.
I was just thinking, do you not have the big orange long General Lee as well driving around?
No, we're in a Volkswagen.
Yeah.
But
the
it's got a
General Lee's at
Confederate
home.
flag on the roof. Is
So-
that a local saying? You can't shoot a possum without a gun.
No, it's just a family saying.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm guessing you're going to
A
turn
little
off and
mountain
head down
wisdom
to.
for you.
You're going to head to Wellman, or are you just going to completely ignore it and go elsewhere?
Well, I'm driving, so I'm taking the turn.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm happy to do whatever the other two are doing, to be honest.
You head down
On to mystery.
the road. It's quite steep. You feel that if you wanted to come back up this way, the van might struggle a little bit. But it's not too bad. You manage to get down in. As you start to head down, you do pass an old wooden sign on the side of the road. It's long, it has the hump at the top, and it does say "Welcome to Wellman." Population kind of faded. It looks like it could be maybe 100 or so. It's founded 1860 something. I can't remember specifically off the top of my head. Give me 1 second. Founded 1682, not 1862, 1682. So it's quite an old town, and as you get closer and closer, the houses are very colonial, almost as if they would even fit up in New England. Wooden houses, the wooden porches, a few barns you see in the distance painted red through the trees, and discarded old tractors lying around. It looks run down as a town. It's not as if there's people running around living there, modern 70s life. It's definitely a town failing.
Colin says, it was founded in 1682. So did you know that on June the 10th, 1682, there was a tornado in Connecticut that uprooted a 3-foot diameter oak tree? I wonder if it was windy here on that date as well.
Do they have any oak trees here?
Well, not if they've all been uprooted by the strong wind and blown away, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah.
I don't know off the top of my head what most of the trees are in the Appalachian Mountains, but there's a lot of them. The whole town is basically surrounded by trees as well.
It was also the same year, that William Penn founded Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. Did you know that?
No, and also you just spoke over Annabelle. What were you saying?
I was saying it's the mountains. Of course, we have pine trees.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So it'd be weird to have a bunch of oaks around. We're a little too high up for that.
Also, the trees are looking a little bit darker, aren't they? Place looks kind of sad without sunlight.
Well, it is in a valley.
Yeah.
But the other weird thing is the town didn't have a town motto on the sign. It's very strange.
What's your town motto?
My town motto is oh my gosh, tree count trees. Treetown, USA.
Oh. You have many oaks, probably.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Keep out looking for tornadoes, though.
As you continue kind of slowly driving through the town, you take note of some of the landmarks. There is the old Wellman house B&B. It seems to be the only place to stay in town. There is an old library. It's the only building that is made out of brick. It may have been a town hall at some point, but it's got a sign outside one of the swinging metal, an iron sign with a wooden slab which swings gently in the breeze, which says library on it. Above the door, it's a massive stone lintel. There's nothing written, almost as if something has maybe been carved off it and it has been smoothed away. There is a sheriff's station. And anything else that I can remember?
Colin's very interested in the library.
There's you see a sign which points towards Main Street and Grandview Avenue, where you see an old, again, almost colonial white church. It's called the First Congressional Church. And you also see a diner and tavern.
Is it a diner tavern combo?
No. There's Artie's Diner, which is that very, very stereotypical long counter, long, deep building, not wide. Almost like they tried to do the 1950s thing, but didn't have enough money to get chrome or anything shiny. The tavern is very much just a building with somebody serving alcohol in it, from what you can tell from the outside. And there is a grocery store, which is also the gas station. It's that kind of small town.
I could really go for a bite.
Well, they got a greasy spoon. You want to go there?
A greasy spoon.
It's best food best food ever.
I believe she's referring to the style of food, not the actual quality of the cutlery, which obviously would have been washed properly.
Half and half on that one. But they're going to have some amazing biscuits and gravy, and they're going to have incredible grits. So we should think about it.
That type of gravel.
I would say the grits are a poor man's polenta.
You had
Late
me at
70s,
biscuits.
I'm not sure many people will know what polenta is.
Okay.
Actually, no, maybe in England they might. It's well,
Italian.
we had some weird food in the late 70s in England, so.
So I'd say we go for some biscuits and gravy. That sounds great.
Let's do it.
Oh, they have a parking spot. A one-car sized parking lot, exactly. Great.
I've just looked it up, and in the 1970s, there was a scientific investigation into whether or not polenta was an aphrodisiac. So you're good.
And Colin randomly knows this somehow.
It's incredible what you know. It's
That was out of character, but we can put it in character if you like.
I'm very happy for that to be in character. It does sound like the random thing that Colin might know. But yeah, okay, so you pull up outside Artie's Diner. There is a parking space because the entire street is parking. It's quite a wide street. It's got a few trees on the side of it. If you watch any basic X-Files where they go to small towns in the mountains, it looks like that. It even has a bridge leading out of it that may or may not be open, because that's one of the things that always happens in these places. You can never leave by the bridge. Anyway.
Is it a covered bridge?
We will come to that if and when you decide to travel down that road.
Okay.
You are at Artie's Diner. You've parked up. You can see through the windows. They're mostly clean. You can actually see through them. Maybe at the bottom they're a little bit grimy. It appears to be mostly empty. There don't appear to be many people in there. Maybe one or two. There doesn't appear to be anybody that you can see working in there, but there's one or two people sat at the counter, and then there's you can see booths on the right hand side, the counters on the left. As you open the door, swings inwards, and it hits a little bell on a little hook as it comes in, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and the customers turn and stare.
Smiling brightly at them, wearing my new shoes from New York, a pair of glaringly white flares, and a multicolored checkered shirt. And I'm there and waving at them, hi! Because I learned that Americans are very outward and friendly and love to be directly spoken to. So I try my best behavior and say, hello! Very nice place.
Timothy,
Yes?
you know this is a really small town, right? They don't trust outsiders. Maybe we should just get a booth.
Okay. Don't worry.
One of them stares at you quizzically. The other goes back to looking at not really much. Got a cup of coffee in front of them with a sugar pourer thing right next to them. The feeling is very much one of disconnect. They're not like, it's not like they're not used to visitors and outsiders, but it's not like they like outsiders. Annabelle, we're going to start off with our first roll.
Okay.
Can you make me we'll do not the challenge roll. What's the other one called? No, we'll do a challenge roll.
Influence.
We'll do a challenge roll.
Okay.
It's not quite an influence. I want you to make me a foreboding challenge roll. So
A foreboding challenge roll?
yeah. Foreboding is based on mind. So you roll your dice and then decide how many points you want to put onto that.
Okay. All right. Based on mind. Oh. So I got a 2, and then I'm taking. Is it weird?
No,
I
so
add points with no.
you take your mind value and you can apply a number. You choose from 0 to whatever your mind is and add that to your dice roll.
Oh.
If I remember that
It's
correctly.
gone, right?
Let me just... A challenge roll is a dice roll made to overcome a challenge. The players decide how many ability points they wish to spend on the roll and add that to the total of the result rolled on a single d6.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to take 3 of my mind points, and I got a 2. So
5 in total. Okay, this... It's very much an odd feeling here. There is still the idea of you're not welcome here, you're not local. But there's something else behind it. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it's something beyond the you're not local, you're not welcome here feeling.
Mm-hmm. Guys, something is up. I don't see a waitress or a short order cook.
How? Yeah, that's very weird because how are they going to take our orders?
And who brought the coffee to those guys? I don't know. Maybe I'll go. Should I go up to the kitchen and see if I can get menus?
Oh, that would be great. And Colin, are there like places where you bring your own food? Is this a strange American thing?
Well, I mean, there are fast food places, but at a place like this, they're going to bring you the food.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go up to the kitchen and call back. Hello? Is anybody there?
You hear coming from out back. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll be there in 1 second. An old, kind of almost an old woman's voice. And then you hear the back door clatter, and you see an oldish lady, maybe in her early 60s, kind of blowing cigarette smoke away. Go. Yeah. Sorry. I'll be right there. And she comes forward. She's dressed in a heavy skirt, a blouse, and a red and white striped apron. Her hair is tied back in a bun and has one of those net things on top of it. She looks very, very worn out, a little bit sad. But yeah, she's there. And she comes in and you see her. Yes. Oh, hello there. You're are you visiting?
We were just driving through and we saw the signs, so we came.
Yeah. We don't get many visitors here. Are you just stopping or passing through, or are you going to stay for a while?
Well, we heard a story about a woman named Elizabeth who went missing, and we wanted to ask a little bit about that. So we were going to look around for a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much. I'm just here to cook the food. Is there anything that I can get you while you're waiting? Do you want some coffee, I suppose?
Yeah, coffee would be great.
Yeah. Is that for the 3 of you? Coffee?
Sure. You guys want coffee, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, we don't have much on the menu. It's not changed in years. I just don't have time to think anymore by myself. So yeah, I'll be with you in a second with the coffee. At the mention of Elizabeth, you noticed there was a slight twitch, but nothing else from this lady. Almost as if maybe she wasn't going to talk. But anyway, yeah, so she wanders off behind the counter to that classic big coffee making machine that has this big jug of black liquid in it. And she comes over and brings you three mugs, pours you each a cup of black hot liquid, and says, "Yeah. Just call me over whenever you need if you need anything else." And she goes off and heads back into the kitchen.
Is there some milk and sugar?
It's on the table. It's right there.
There is no milk.
Isn't this suspicious?
Coffee?
Weren't she supposed to bring us a menu?
Maybe she forgot. She seemed kind of flustered.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's up there on the board anyway, so.
Biscuits and gravy and biscuits and grit.
Well, if you get the farmer's special, you get
Biscuits, gravy, and grit.
And
eggs and bacon.
and you can get a big lump of butter as a side dish.
If you want.
Well, you've got to fry your bacon and egg in something.
It's true.
And what are you going to fry it in? Gravy?
Lard.
Mm.
This is
Okay.
very much lard country.
You know what they say about restaurants with very short menus? They are very good and proud of what they are doing. So I think we are good with anything we choose. I think I'm gonna have some biscuits with gravy.
Okay. I am going to get the farmer's special, and I'm going to get my eggs scrambled soft and my toast. No, I'm going to get pancakes instead of toast.
Mm. They have pancakes.
Of course they do. It's a greasy
Ah.
spoon.
Oh no, now I have to reconsider my choice.
Get both.
You're right, genius. That's why we're traveling together. Just so great. Okay, good. Colin, what you gonna take?
Or any spam?
No, there wouldn't be, but they've got Canadian bacon.
Is that like ordinary bacon?
Yes.
I'm not sure what the difference between Canadian pigs and English pigs is.
It's just that American bacon is different.
Or, like
So-
it's not bacon.
It's more polite.
It's not like fried ham like Canadian bacon is. It's actual bacon.
Okay. I will have some actual bacon
Oh.
and eggs.
You're going to have to tell her how
Fried.
you want it cooked. Fried.
Fried eggs and fried bacon. Ordinary bacon, not weird bacon.
You're going to need to figure out what kind of toast you want.
Bread toast? Is Canadian toast different? Like, is it made of ham or something?
No, it's made of actual toast.
It's made of Canadians.
No, you have to decide if you want rye or wheat or regular toast.
Bread. It's white stuff that goes in a toaster and comes out browner. That toast.
with butter.
Yes.
Right.
Not Canadian butter. Unless that's ordinary butter.
At this point, it's just if you want to have the real deal, you have to order the Canadian variation. So
Yeah, the only difference in butter here is that there's East Coast butter and West Coast butter. There's no Canadian butter.
What's the difference between East Coast butter and West Coast butter? Is it like 6 hours or something?
It is 6 hours, but it's a different shape. The East Coast is much longer and thinner, and the West Coast is a short, little, stumpy, unnatural shape.
But you're in
Well, I
the
don't want
Appalachians
unnatural.
and you're not quite on either coast. You're kind of in the middle. So is it kind of a halfway between shape?
it's just a mountain.
Yeah, they might get it in tubs here. Just getting it from a local farmer.
It's shaped like Toblerone.
That's right. That's that good mountain butter.
I'll have eggs,
No, I will.
normal bacon, and bready toast. Does that make sense?
Now, you know the bacon's not going to be like the bacon you're used to if you get normal bacon here. It'll
What's
be
it
long
gonna be?
strips. It'll be this long, really thin strip.
That
And
is
it's
normal bacon.
Okay.
What's abnormal bacon?
Canadian bacon.
And what's that?
Who's on first?
Okay, I
You know
think
what? I'll just have egg and bread toast.
and I'll have both of the things I wanted to have at the beginning, and I'm gonna stick to them. Good.
You wanted three things. You wanted pancakes and biscuits and gravy and bacon, didn't you?
Now I want also bacon.
Well,
If I'd realised,
the gravy is pork gravy.
Pork gravy.
Pork gravy, yeah.
if I'd realised eating in America was so complicated, I'd have brought a packed lunch.
Yes, but I think I'll be happy because they have a very short menu, so they're very good at it.
Well, this coffee's amazing, so
Yeah.
now we just need the waitress.
Yeah, didn't she say we should call her if we need anything?
Did say that, yes.
Yeah.
Should we call her or should we go over there?
Maybe we should write our order down and just hand it to her.
Excuse me. Hi.
Yes. I 1 second. And she kind of digs around to find a little notepad to write on and a pencil. Pencil's about that big.
She's writing. It would have been a great idea.
Yes. You want some food?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the farmer special.
Okay. So yeah, we got farmer special. Yeah. Eggs.
Scrambled soft.
Yeah. Cool.
And can I do pancakes instead of the toast?
Yeah, it might take a bit longer. How many pancakes?
Just a short stack.
Okay. I'm guessing maple syrup.
Yeah.
Cool. What about the two fine young gentlemen?
I'll take gravy and biscuits and gravy. Number 3. Yeah. And then I'll take the pancakes and some real bacon.
We got bacon.
Do you want American bacon? Do you want American bacon or Canadian bacon?
We got bacon.
We talked a lot about Canadian bacon, so I want to have Canadian bacon. And I'm so happy that you are having this on your menu.
We got bacon. We got bacon is bacon is bacon.
Oh, you don't have any Canadian bacon? All right. Well,
No,
if you're going to get bacon, you're getting what you're
we're not
getting.
your fancy upmarket. We got bacon.
Great, I like bacon.
Well, you're an easy one to please. I like you. Good. Cool. And what about your the skinny man? You look like you could do with a good feed. Same again. Farmer special. Bulk you up a bit. Put some muscle on you.
I was hoping for eggs fried in butter.
Can do that.
I was going to have bacon, but I don't understand it.
What's not to understand? Bacon is bacon. It comes from a pig. It's meat from a pig.
Well, that's what I thought, but Annabelle was making it very complicated.
Bacon is not complicated. Bacon is you get a pig.
But apparently there's Canadian bacon, and then there's some other sort of bacon that's possibly not made of bacon, and I got very lost. So can I just have eggs and toast that's made out of bread?
Toast is usually made out of bread, but yeah, sure. Some egg fried. You said fried eggs and bread. Fried eggs and toast.
Yes.
Cool. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
And she just disappears off into the kitchen. And you just hear a load of clattering and banging as she starts preparing the food. During this time, one of the other patrons has left. It is now just you three and one more. The one who is left is the one who was just staring at nothing and did not look quizzically at you. They seem to be just minding their own business, kind of lost in their own thoughts of their dark, black, goopy liquid that may or may not be coffee.
So, since that guy didn't leave, and he's sitting here in the middle of the day, he might be somebody who knows stuff, like about this Elizabeth Welton girl.
Wellman.
Yes, that one.
You think I should go ask him?
Sure. I mean, we can sit here and wait for our food, or we could talk to people.
I like sitting.
Okay.
Why don't you go and talk to people and then come back and tell me what they said?
Ah, like a human recorder.
Yeah.
I like your way of thinking.
Or basically like a human.
You'd be surprised how many humans you might meet.
I'm hoping not.
So, I'm taking my coffee mug, and then I'll head over to that other guy and say, "Hi. I notice you also enjoy coffee."
If you see the waitress, will you tell her
That's
that
an
we need
icebreaker.
refills? We need refills on the coffee.
I will. It's
That's
really
an
great.
icebreaker, isn't it?
He's kind of sat there with his cup of coffee, just like gives you the side eye and turns around.
You're doing all right, mate.
I suppose you can call this coffee. It's not what I had when I grew up, but you take what you can take.
Where did you grow up?
Back out east. North, south. Yeah, back out east. Where they know how to make coffee. Back in the Keys.
You know, I come from the UK, and I drink tea usually, but this coffee? I could. Oh yeah, I could take some more.
We don't deal with that foreign stuff here. No tea here. It's the black. That's all it is. What brings you to these parts?
Well, actually, we were on a mission to find the best banjo craftsman. Because my friend over there, Colin, he has some very important questions about banjos. And we are also visiting Annabelle's hometown, which is, as I understand, a few more miles down the road. And we came by, and Annabelle told us about that girl that got lost over here. And we were like, well, that would make a nice trip to this town where people are going missing, and just learn a little bit about the local history and get to know some folks and stuff.
Well, I don't be know nothing about no missing girl. It's not me. I don't know why I've gone local country bumpkin English there, but still, I don't be know nothing about no local missing girl. That's not me. If you wanna know stuff
about that sort of thing around here.
Well,
That's actually almost a Boston accent, so I can believe it.
it's not quite a Georgia accent, though, is it? Yeah, it's if you be looking at the history, you'd be wanting to speak to either, I suppose, Marjorie. She might know something down at the old Wellman house, but we keep to ourselves here. I regret moving here, but it is what it is. I am here now.
So,
but also,
why
don't be going asking about banjos around here. That's the devil's music.
what shouldn't I ask about?
Banjos.
Banjo. Oh.
Devil's
okay.
music.
Okay. Then I won't ask about banjos. Thank you. And I make a very obvious wink. And
have you got a twitch or something there?
No, that's something I've picked up in New York. Like people making this cool move with their eyes, and you know.
You're a strange man.
Thank you. Well, I guess. What brought you here? If you don't like it, why aren't you leaving?
I came over in the 50s. I heard something about the mines being open and the mines finding gold again, and the black gold and the oil and the coal, and well, I came at the end of all that and it all dried up. I lost all my money moving here, and now I'm stuck here. And no job, no wife, no children, just me and the black. As he stares back into his cup.
Does it smell of alcohol?
There is no smell of alcohol, but there is definitely a smell.
Okay. You know what?
Old, unwashed, unkempt. Bit greasy, maybe. Almost if he's worked on cars or something. But
yeah. You seem like a really good guy. So, Miss Waitress, we need a refill, and that wonderful lad here over too. And then I give him a pat on the back and say, well, thank you. And I really hope that things get better for you. And
We'll see.
what did you say? Who are we supposed to talk to? Like the woman in the Wellman house, and who else?
Marjorie.
Marjorie.
Yeah, she runs the B&B. So if you're planning to stay here anyway, you'd have to speak to her. But she's like the unofficial mayor of the town, I suppose.
That must be annoying for the real mayor, but I'm not a mayor, so it's not my problem. Okay. Thank you once again. You've been a big help. Thank you. And I take my cup and leave.
As you walk away, you hear a whisper. Want to know what would be best to see if you hear it? Make me a roll, a challenging wits roll. So roll a single d6, choose a number of wits points to add to it. So choose the number. So you should technically choose the number before you roll the dice.
I have very few wits points, so
Yep.
I'm not spending any of them on my dice roll. It's a 4.
It's a 4. You make out a few of the whispered words that he says. The most clear one that you can make out is leave.
Huh. Yeah. And I can really understand that he would want to leave, but he can't. And it's a sad, sad story.
And as you come to sit down, the waitress, or well, the lady, the old lady comes over with her pot of coffee. And you see she's also just put on the kind of like the serving hatch 3 plates, one that has what looks like egg and toast, and the other 2 have a stack of pancakes. Obviously, Annabelle, you are quite aware of what these pancakes are. Timothy, we'll come to see whether you know what a pancake is or not in a minute. But he said, "Oh yes, sorry. Here's your coffee. Just help yourself whenever you need it. It's not like you're gonna steal a coffee. It's not like you, is it? So yeah, it's free refills anyway. So just help yourself whenever you need any. It's just over there behind the counter. I'll bring your pancakes and your eggs over." And she comes back about 10 seconds later, puts in front of Colin a plate of 2 eggs, 2 slices of toast cut into triangles. It's bread of some form. It's nearly black. It's not quite burnt, but it's on that verge of turning to carbon. The eggs are swimming in some form of grease, and they are. You look at them and you could probably hit them against the side of the table. They're that badly cooked. Annabelle, you have a stack of pancakes. And your scrambled eggs are the driest thing you have ever seen in your entire life. Timothy, you have some American-style pancakes in front of you with bacon and maple syrup poured over them. This is not the European-style pancake you have seen. This is something very different.
Annabelle.
Yeah.
Is this Canadian?
No. You asked for the maple syrup. Did you want blueberry instead?
I am not They're like, I could use those things as tires for my car.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like that.
Oh. Okay. Whew. I
That's
hope
why
that.
that's why you use the syrup. It soaks in and it makes it better.
Does this look like a fried egg?
The pancakes?
No, this that I've been given that is allegedly a fried egg. Are fried eggs different in America? Are they supposed to bounce?
Well, did you get it over hard?
I just asked for an egg.
Well, there's a lot of ways to fry an egg. I mean, you get it over easy, over hard, sunny side up. It looks like it's sunny side up.
It looks like something you can eat. I received tires for a car that you have to pour syrup over so you can eat it. I am sure we can pour syrup on your stuff as well, and then you can eat it too.
Well, I'm pouring syrup on my eggs because my eggs are dry, so I need the syrup.
How are Americans not dead of food confusion?
It's all really simple. I don't know what the problem is.
Well, I gonna try this now. I hope you enjoy yours, because afterwards we're going to try the Mother for the B&B. She knows a lot about this local history and about.
It's very dry.
And she's some sort of.
You think he needs an infusion?
Mayor.
Aren't you going to put butter on that? That looks dry.
It is.
Well, you got the butter.
Yes. Butter to the rescue. And I gonna soften up these pancakes, and I'm gonna try again to tell my friends what I've learned from Mr. Miner Guy. Now with considerably less food in my mouth.
I'm so glad that we've set this in America rather than Wales. Right.
Is my toast supposed to be the same colour as the coffee? Is that
Did you
Canadian?
put cream in your coffee?
No.
Oh, no, then it's not supposed to be. You just scrape that off. Here, take my butter knife.
Is that what they call Canadian toast or something?
No, it's just well done.
I don't think it's very well done at all. It's very badly done, in my opinion.
Just scrape the black stuff off. It'll be fine. Put some butter on it.
Colin's just going to sit there scraping toast for the rest of this conversation.
Timothy, what do you think about the biscuits and gravy?
I am.
So just, Tom, the biscuits are basically scones, whatever you want to call them.
But they're not sweet.
Yeah, they're not sweet. Well, they're not sweet in England usually. We put sweet things on them. But yeah, you've met scones before, but having them with this white gloopy thing is probably not something you've ever experienced.
I think at this point I just started combining anything dry with anything mildly wet. I hope to get it somehow through my throat. At some points, the coffee does help with a few things. It doesn't taste great though.
We've been advised to stay away from the grits.
You guys, I don't understand, because greasy spoon food is usually the best food anywhere, and the coffee is always amazing. So I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know, but there's a lot of good advice in the Twitch chat.
Well, I'm not sure we should really. I'm going to offend both Ben and Rosie here. They're from Philly, so.
So just to, is this standard American greasy spoon food, or is this better or worse? I actually don't know how I feel about this.
Usually it's really good, but it is a very specific style of food, and it is greasy. So having dry stuff in a greasy spoon is weird.
Okay, this is weird. Okay,
yeah,
it's not supposed to be like this.
Nope.
Okay.
Right. Before we continue our food conversations, as much as I am enjoying this, we will probably need to move on with the story in a second. But before we do that, there is a story apparently somewhere, and it's to do with whether cheese is really cheese. But we'll ignore that one. We're going to take a 10-minute break because I need to get myself a new drink. So when we come back, maybe Timothy would like to tell, without his mouth full, what he discovered by talking to Mr. Miserable at the counter, and then maybe we can move on. But yes, so we're going to take a quick 10-minute break to get drinks, comfort break, get food, whatever, and we should be back in around 10 minutes or so. So for more food-based shenanigans. See you all in a minute. Bye. Where is
Mark, get
everybody?
the coffee.
Only 2 people are in the wrong place.
Woohoo!
Mark and Tracy, I'm just going to you have swapped. Everybody else is correct. Me and Tom are correct. So I'm just going to wee. There we go. There's Mark.
Tracy is no Solemn Vale.
Yeah. And there we go. That's kind of right. That works. There we go. Everybody's in the correct place now. The joys of forgetting how streaming works and things. Yeah. Anyway, we're back. Cool. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Wellman, somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains, as we are playing the game Solemn Vale.
Appalachian.
Appalachia, where there's some old guards.
Giant hills.
Big hills, old hills, hills that are older than Saturn. As far as I remember, they're like some of they're really odd. The Appalachian hills, because they're really old, but they're also not. Yes, Tom. Geology.
Okay.
Like they've existed as a mountain range for hundreds of millions of years, but because of wind erosion, the surface layer is actually quite new. If they had have existed for as long as they've meant to have existed, they'd also be a lot taller. So they're an odd place. One of the oldest mountain ranges in the world as well.
Educational being here, isn't it?
Yeah. That's why we have Colin around. Aphrodisiac polenta.
Yeah.
That's why Tom's feeling quite excitable. He had polenta yesterday.
Would it be on an
blame the
RPG
cheese. You can blame
Twitch
the
stream,
cheese,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so we are currently in Artie's Diner in the town of Wellman, somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains. Our friend Timothy has had an interesting conversation with a miner, as in someone who digs things up, not a small child. And maybe he will at some point not have a face full of food and want to discuss what he has just learned.
So basically, what that guy told me is if we want to know anything about missing Liz, we have to talk to the proprietor of the bed and breakfast. Margaret, something like this, I think. And she is also the secret mayor of this place.
The secret mayor?
Are there 2 mayors? Is there an ordinary mayor and a secret mayor?
I think so.
If they know that she's the secret mayor, it's not very secret.
Maybe it's a ploy.
I don't think there's a thing. It's a secret mayor. That's not a thing.
You sure? I mean, we could ask the waitress if she knows of a secret mayor.
Doesn't even know of toast. I don't think we should ask her if there's a secret mayor. Well, look, we need somewhere to stay anyway, don't we?
Yeah. Oh. And I was warned about not asking for banjos because it is the devil's music.
What?
Yeah.
But banjos.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I'm more interested in the picks, I suppose. Does that count?
I don't know. I'd be
I'm
careful.
guessing if it's as conservative as it sounds, anything to do with that kind of music isn't going to be good.
I think we should go home now.
No. We came here to solve the mystery of missing Liz. So,
I didn't.
Yeah, but we're here now.
yeah. And it's
Besides,
gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're going to have to stay someplace, so we might as well go over there.
Yeah, we do need to stay somewhere. That's true.
It's already pretty time of the clock. And 4. It's 4 p.m. So
Because I have 4
I think-
fingers.
it's quite a ride till we reach your home, right? So
Yeah, it's a ways down the road still.
yeah. And maybe we can find a place where they serve other food.
Well, if it's a bed and breakfast.
Yes. Okay. Let's find out. I am
Let's go.
Culinary detective. And
We could also go on down to the gas station because they'll have road food there.
yeah, it also was a shop, wasn't it?
Road food. Is
Yeah,
that
you
like
got-
food made out of roadkill? Because I'm not here for that.
No, you'll have your chips and your pork rinds, and then you'll have your Mountain Dew and beef jerky. They'll have beef jerky up in there.
Sounds great.
I
Sounds
only
great.
understood about 3 of those words. And
Corn-
one of
your
them
corn
was
chips?
chips.
Corn chips.
No, chips are made of potato.
Yeah, they'll have potato. I said chips. They'll have chips.
Okay, great. Miss Abies, check please.
She comes. Oh, excuse me. She comes wandering over. It's like, oh yes, that'll be $10.
$10 even.
Even. It's like she just she looked at the thing and then just pulled a number out of the air. Remember, we are also in the 70s, so
It's got any singles for a tip? Usually I just leave her the change.
Sure.
Give her a buck.
I shall do the so. And I'm not gonna start the conversation about if we want to split or not. Okay, let's leave. It's a short walk over there, isn't it? So we could just take our luggage from the car and head over.
can Colin make me a wits? Not the challenge, but the other one.
Influence?
Influence. So you roll the number of dice.
And pick
That
the
is
highest,
your. So my mind is 7, so I roll 7d6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick the highest. Yeah.
I've got a 5 in there and a couple of 4s and some other stuff.
Okay. You look up at the menu on the board, and nothing on the menu costs more than $1.50.
How many things did we have? Pancakes, right?
Yeah.
Some thing that looked roughly like an egg. Coffee.
Maybe we just got a very good deal.
I'm not sure that adding all of this stuff together comes to 10.
Yeah, I mean, I got the special, so everything was included in mine except the coffee.
But look, everything is either $1 or $1.50 on the menu.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get why you guys were ordering single things, because you should have gotten the special.
So this should have come to like $6 or something, not 10.
Don't leave her a tip in that case.
Do you want to
that's too
query
late.
it? Do you want to get her to recount?
Sure. Excuse
okay.
me, miss.
She is nowhere to be seen.
Well, I think we should steal cutlery. Up to the value of $10 anyway.
We should at least go get ourselves some coffee to go.
And
Oh,
a
yeah.
cake.
She said we could go back there.
She did?
Yeah. When we got the refills, she told us to start getting them ourselves.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I-
Let's do it.
I'm gonna get the mug as a souvenir.
I imagine Colin has a really big red thermos with a beige cup on top of it somewhere on his
Backpack.
in his backpack.
Backpack. It's tartan actually, but yeah.
I assume that Colin will probably fill that up with it with the black coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin, don't use that one. It's decaf.
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, you can
Good.
tell by the orange top.
Okay, good call.
Yeah. Decaf is an
Okay.
abomination. So
Yeah, I mean, we may need to stay awake later.
as
Right.
a idea from where Artie's is kind of almost in the town centre. The tavern is next door, the Wellman Tavern. You can kind of hear a little bit of chatter coming out of there, as if that's where there's a few people in there. The B&B is back the way you came. It's the biggest and most fancy, next to the library, the biggest and most fancy building there. The church is a little way away. And the police station, sheriff's office, I suppose, is a little bit further down, the opposite direction to the B&B. I'm forgetting words. Words are just escaping my brain.
I'm sorry, did you say where the library is in relation to all that?
Near the church, so kind of just on the corner of the street that turns into the church. Probably towards the other side, not where the B&B is, but towards the other way. So the B&B is one way, everything else is basically the other way.
All right, so what do you guys want to do? Are we walking down there, or do you want to drive?
After the long time sitting in the car and now sitting in the diner, I could go for a walk. Gotta stretch those legs.
All right, let's do it.
You heading to the B&B?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. As you walk down the street, there are a few locals around. Not many. Just kind of some stood on the fence of the houses having a pipe. Others looking like they're walking either to the library, the church, or just walking, ambling somewhere. They are either, you can tell they're either purposely ignoring you, trying not to look at you, or are purposely watching you. And as you walk down, you come towards the big colonial house that is the old Wellman house, B&B. It's got a marker outside of it. It's got one of maybe the newest, shiniest things you've seen in this town. A little historical plaque on the B&B sign, which says that the house was built in 1862. No, 1682. I can read numbers. I know I can remember numbers and dates and read. And it was built by Josiah Wellman. And in brackets underneath the name Josiah is town's founder. The entranceway, the door is painted green. It has stained glass patterns in it. It's quite fancy. It's, compared to everything else in here, in this town, a little bit odd. It does stand out because it's so fancy, clean, new. Yeah.
Is there doorbell?
You guys, it's really weird that this house is so nice compared to everything else. I wonder, do you think it's on the historic register?
On the what?
The National Historic Register. Buildings with significance in history, and they put them on the register, and then you can't change them, or when you fix them up, it has to be original, that kind of thing.
It's like listed buildings in the UK.
Okay, yeah. Looks like it. I mean, Mr. Wellman himself lived here.
Right. We'll have to ask the woman, what'd you say her name was?
Margie?
Okay.
I'm not going to remind you, Tom.
All right, let's go in.
The door opens.
You guys?
Yeah. So as you head in and you open the door, it opens into this grand Victorian feeling hallway. On the right is a really ornate, hand-carved wooden welcome desk. It has one of those writing lamps on it, so it's brass curved up with the green light over it. There's a bell. There's an antique register there from the 1800s. It's kind of very Victorian feeling. It's got a lush carpet. The staircase going up is well built. It's not the colonial feel that was on the outside. It's a little bit more up to date, as I say, Victorian. Very dark browns, blues, greens, reds. My tablet is about to die and making funny noises at me. So if this story goes sideways, good luck. And there's no one at the desk, but as I say, there is a little thing. There's a very big, fat, open book where people seem to have written their names to stay there. At least that's what you guess without actually looking at it. You can
I'm gonna ring the bell.
You can hear chatter coming from the room on the left.
So I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell.
Ding. You hear the chatter in the room on the left stop almost instantaneously at the ringing of the bell. And then you just hear a clatter of a chair and just, oh, yes, I should probably... And out strolls a tall, well-dressed, elegant, nearly what you would consider... She's not beautiful in the traditional sense, but there is definitely a poise and air about her. Long black hair tumbling down her back, well manicured. A complete opposite look to what you saw in the diner from the locals in the diner. This is definitely a different class of person. Hello there. We don't usually get visitors at this time of year. Sorry, I was just having coffee. How can I help you three?
Yeah, do you have rooms available for tonight?
Yes, certainly. As I say, you've come. Well, even on season, we don't get many visitors here. But yes, we certainly have rooms. Would it be? I'm guessing one for yourself, madam, and one for the boys.
As long as you guys are okay with that.
Sure.
Yeah, certainly. Well, we could put you all up in your own rooms if you want, but obviously that's the price is going to be more if you want to do that.
I'm fine with sharing a room with Colin.
Yeah, 2 rooms are fine.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, if you would like to write your names and where you are from in the book, so we can keep a record, that would be brilliant. So, what brings you to this part of the world? As I say, we don't usually get visitors here.
Well, I'm here visiting my hometown. I live overseas now. And these are my friends that came with me. And we're hoping to find some... We were looking at some local musical instruments that we thought we might see the craftsmanship.
Fiddles.
Fiddles.
Definitely fiddles.
We hear that you have some wonderful fiddles that are of unusual size.
Oh, is this well? I'm not sure where you've heard this from. We're not a town well known for anything. We keep ourselves to ourselves and away from everybody, so I think maybe you've been mistaken. You might want the next town down. They're known as the lively bunch down there. We tend to stay away from them.
But you have a good library, and we're here now, so that's all good.
Oh, yes, the library is very, very good. It's very, very interesting in there. We've got some really nice books.
I like books.
I can tell.
So,
So we were down at the diner earlier, and we hear that you are kind of the unofficial mayor of town. And so what do you do for fun here?
Who told you that I was the unofficial mayor?
There was a man in the diner with us earlier. We were just having a little bit of a late breakfast, and he mentioned it. Timothy, did you get his name?
Oh no, I didn't get his name, but he was a very friendly guy.
I think you mean old Joe.
Well, he looked like a Joe.
As she says
Was he a
that,
miner?
as she says that, you kind of quickly notice her eyes flash to the door that she came out of and back again. Yes, old Joe. Yeah, don't be believing his stories. He's just annoyed that he can't leave. We've tried to help him, but, well, too many blows to the head, I think.
So you're not the social center of Wellman.
We don't have a social centre. I suppose the best place, we have our coffee room where people like to come and chat, and then we have the tavern. And that's about it. We keep ourselves to ourselves. None of your, what do you call them in the big cities? Discotheques? We don't deal with those here. No.
Good.
We stick to the old ways here. Good Christian group, good Christian people.
I, somewhere in the middle of this conversation, have completely faded out and I'm staring at the wall. Bored.
Do you need us to go back to the office with you to pay? That's where you came from, right? The office?
Oh, no. I came from the coffee room, whatever it's called. Breakfast common room, that's the word. Does somebody want to make me a pressure roll and take some weird? A challenging pressure roll.
Pressure. What's that?
Well, Timothy, you have a zoned out.
Yeah.
So pressure comes under wits,
And
and it's not wits, comes under mind, sorry. And it's kind of trying to get information out of people. So either Colin or Annabelle.
I am very persuasive.
Would you like to add some so as we're trying to talk about the rules and things, would you like to add some weird to that? Would you like to take a weird point to give you a better chance?
Yes, I'll take 1.
Okay. So how many points of pressure would you like to, or how many points of mind would you like to add to the roll? So this is a challenging roll.
How many have you got left after deducting some first time round?
Yeah.
I have 3 left. Ooh, I think not.
Okay.
And so, okay, sorry. What do I do now?
So just roll a single dice and tell me the result.
doesn't she add anything for the point of view?
Yeah, so roll 2 dice. Roll 1 for the normal roll and 1 for the weird.
Is that the normal roll first and then the weird? Or does it?
It doesn't matter, just roll them together.
Okay. I got a 5 and a 3.
Which one was the weird?
The 3.
Okay. Yeah, no. You don't need to come to the back. I'll take the money when you leave, because I'm assuming you'll probably stay one night, but you never know, you might stay more. You might find the charm of the area. Or you might go hiking in the trails and come back and need a day to recover. So we generally take payment when people leave, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
When you do this and you start to sign the book, you notice that the last name in the book is Elizabeth Wellman. She signed in, but did not sign out.
Did she write an inscription in the guest book?
Yeah, so in the guest book, her name is written in there. She took a room a couple of years. I said a couple of years ago. You can. She was the last name in there 2-3 years ago, but it should have been a couple of months. But whatever. You see her name in there. She signed in. Her name, the date she arrived, the room number that she took, but there's no sign out date.
And she didn't write an inscription like, "Here to visit my family. So excited to be here."
No.
That's very strange.
So retcon it and call it a couple of months.
Yeah.
But either way,
It's
everybody's
also-
been here for a while.
In the brackets it says UK, so she's come from the UK.
Nobody's
Well, she
stayed here
didn't-
for a while.
No, we don't get many visitors. The odd one or two who stop through as they go to walk the Appalachian trails, but no, we don't get many.
What's the room number?
Number 6.
The one she had, or
The one that she
Yeah,
had
I'm
is
just-
number 6.
right.
You have been
I'm
given
just
rooms
wondering,
1
can
and
I-
2.
Oh, 1 and 2. I'm just wondering, is there any possible way you can switch me to room 6?
Why would you want to do that? Room 1
It's
is
her lucky number.
Well,
She's
unfortunately,
always going on about 6. All the time. 666.
that's a strange number to her.
Oh, not 666. She's not like the devil or something. You know, just she's always mentioning 6.
It's my favorite number.
Well, no, unfortunately, we lost the key to that room quite some time ago. I keep meaning to get it fixed, but, well, as I say, we don't get many visitors here. So there's no need, really. Maybe one day I'll get round to fixing it with the summer rush that we get.
So I am coming back from staring at the wall, and it is probably the board that all the keys are pinned to. Is there a key for number 6 on the board? Okay. Okay. Great. I think we can take our keys now and put our luggage into the room.
We
Seems a
should.
good place to put it.
Once we get that done, maybe we can go to the common room.
Yeah,
Oh,
seems to be like the place of happening.
I'm quite
Mhm.
common. I'll go.
Certainly. Well, if you go to the room, you come down in maybe 15 minutes. I'll make sure there's some tea and biscuits for you. And when I say biscuits, I mean actual biscuits, not whatever it is they serve in arties. I wouldn't really call that food, but I know you English people, you like your tea and your scones and things. I'll make sure we have something out for you.
Can we get something like cookies?
She looks at you and blinks a few times. Oh yes, cookies, I suppose. We'll have some snacks and cakes out for you. Come sit by the fire.
Brilliant. Yeah, really nice people here, I say as I start hauling the luggage towards the room.
Mm. Very warming.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
charm.
considering how like weird that lobby was and all dark and everything, the rooms are actually kind of cute.
If we have left the secret mayor.
Yeah,
That's
as you
when the-
walk up the stairs, she clearly watches you walk up the stairs. A vague look of suspicion on her face.
then I stop on the on the stairs, turn around, and send her a horrible wink.
She looks at you, perplexed, shakes her head, fills something in the book, walks off into the common room.
Great. I just put down the backpack that I'm carrying on the top of the stairs, and I go, oh no! You know what I forgot to buy in New York? A toothbrush. Oh, I feel so stupid. I gonna go back and ask her if she has a toothbrush because I don't want to bother her later. So I turn around and go immediately to the common room.
Can you ask her what time breakfast is when you're there?
Yeah.
Okay. We shall deal with Timothy in the common room in a second. Colin, Annabelle, what do you two do while Timothy tries to find something to clean his teeth with?
Put my suitcase in my room and freshen up a bit.
The rooms, you say they're quite cute, period rooms, but the beds, the mattresses are a little bit more comfortable than you'd get in the Victorian times. They are modern, 70s pieces of cardboard. Each room also has a hand knitted quilt on top of them, and each one has a small wash basin in the corner. The toilet is at the end of the room, or the bathroom, I should say, is probably at the end of the room. And end of the corridor.
Yeah, okay.
Colin is going along the corridor, having put the backpack in the room, to look at the artwork that's hanging on the wall. You know, are the eyes following you around? That sort of thing. Just seeing what's there, really.
Make me a foreboding challenge roll, please.
That's against soul, yeah?
Yes.
It's a 1, whichever way you look at it.
The paintings are a little bit weird and creepy because you're in the Appalachian Mountains. But there's nothing strange really. Just a few paintings of hunters standing on top of bears that they've shot or something. Not kind of images that you would expect to see in the UK in paintings in a B&B. It's not like landscape paintings. It's more of a dead animal kind of painting. But yeah, other than that, nothing weird about the place.
And I find room 6.
Yeah, room 6 is right at the end of the corridor.
Is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole.
Can I look through it?
You can look through it.
I do look through it.
It is black. It is dark. You cannot see anything in the room.
Is it black because there's something in the keyhole, or just because the room is dark?
Because the room is dark, you can kind of vaguely make out some vague shapes of like a bed, maybe. Like it's darker on one side of the wall than it is on the other.
Does it look like the sort of lock that I might be able to pick?
Is Colin good at this kind of stuff?
Well, I mean, he's obviously practical and knows a lot of stuff about things, so he would know the technique of picking that sort of lock if it looked like a lock that was pickable. Whether he could practically do it would be up for debate, but he would certainly have read a book about it, or would know the intricacies of a lock mechanism, and probably who manufactured it.
You think...
I'm not going to try and pick it. I'm just working this out in my head.
Yeah, you begin to think, you run it through, but you think that you could maybe pick it at some point, possibly, if you were given enough time and the correct tools.
Okay.
But we shall come back to Timothy. You come down the staircase and you head towards the common room where you saw this lady who you still can't remember the name of because nobody seems to want to ask names of people in this story so far. Is the lady that you think is Margaret. And you go, the door is open. It's quite a large common room. There's a fire at one end. There's a few chairs around the fire, and then there's a few kind of breakfast tables. Again, all wooden. Some of them have white tablecloths on them. And you see the lady that you were talking to before, talking to a group of other locals sat around one of the tables. They don't hear you come in. She stood up. The other three at the table are looking at her with a perplexed look on their face, so confused.
Well, I don't want to disturb them. So I get a little bit closer and just wait until she finished talking to them, because interrupting would be impolite.
Do you try and listen in? Is Timothy that smart?
I don't know if Timothy is that smart to listen in. It might happen, though.
Okay. Timothy, then make me a wits roll.
I spend 1 point of my mighty 3. This is going to be great. Yeah! No! It's a 2.
I should have
Altogether.
said, I should have said, do you want to take a weird?
I want to take a weird.
Yeah, do you want to take a weird?
I want to take a weird.
Okay, roll an extra dice then.
The next one is a 4.
Okay.
Plus 1 point, it would be 5.
Yeah, plus 1 point. Yeah. So as you stand there listening, you hear occasional words. You don't catch the whole thing, but you hear. Let me think. Meeting, group, outsiders, trouble,
Meddling kids.
trying to find the thing here. Where is it?
Banjos. Darn banjo.
And Elizabeth. Oh, one more word. Caves.
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh. Ooh. They haven't mentioned toothbrushes, though. I think we are knee deep in. in no toothbrush country. I think finally, after everybody is pausing for a moment, I make. Sorry, I was wondering if you by any chance have a toothbrush, and when it's breakfast time, we might have forgotten to ask that.
As soon as you do that, the lady shoots bolt upright. The other three at the table look shocked, stare at her, stand up, and leave the room very, very quickly, not looking at you. The lady turns around and goes, Sorry, what? Oh, toothbrush. Yeah, you'd have to go to the grocery store. Sorry, we don't have those here. And breakfast will be starting at 6:30.
And if we are late, what is the latest?
We stop serving at around 8:30.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I think I startled you. That wasn't. I didn't want to do that. So, excuse me, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. I think we haven't introduced each other yet. So, I'm Timothy. Last name very easy to remember because it's the same as the state you have here, Georgie. And I think you must be Margie, right?
Yes. Close enough. My name is Marjorie. Nice to meet you, Timothy. Yes, we are in the state of Georgia here. You are quite right. It's nice to meet you. How are you finding... She's looking very confused and not quite sure how to deal with this. How are you finding being in this country?
It's very confusing, especially the food. But I think you're getting there. The invention of syrup is brilliant. And it just works wonders on those pancakes. So good on you.
Yes,
Great.
Yes. Well, I'm sure you'll be wanting to get to the grocery store pretty soon, as it shuts in about an hour. So I would probably recommend you go there now. She's quite clearly trying to get away from you.
Yeah, you're right. That's the country life, isn't it? When shops close so early. You know, I had an aunt who was living on the countryside, and she was always, when I was visiting her, telling me that I have to go to the shops early because they're closing early. And one time...
Yes, I'm sure this is a very interesting story, but I've got to get off. I've got things I need to be doing. Yes, the grocery store is down at the end by the gas station. I'm sure you can find it by yourself. You look like a very capable young man. And she's quite clearly, she's got a hand on your back, moving you towards the doorway.
Yeah, and I forgot what other tangent I tried to go on, so I will let her direct me out of the common room now.
As you out of the common room, the door is shut behind you, and you hear it lock.
Huh. That's strange. I wanted to ask her if she's expecting more guests now. Huh. I suppose not. Well, better tell the others we have to go to the grocery shop soon. That's the German tongue for you. Not helpful right now. Okay. I gonna go to Colin and tell him what I've just heard about shops and the strange behavior of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Colin?
In the corridor upstairs, looking at the pictures and the lock on room 6.
Yeah, so as you come up the stairs, you see Colin knelt down, staring at the lock. Maybe a slight tilt to the side of his head as he's examining it closely.
You're right.
Mm. I reckon you could pick this lock, you know?
Maybe.
Just,
Funny,
just a thought.
funny thing, because the Marjorie lady downstairs just locked the door on me, like from the inside, and everybody was getting up and leaving the room without saying goodbye.
That's weird. Did you annoy her? You didn't get her name wrong, did you? Because you do that, and sometimes that annoys people.
I don't know. She said it was close enough. So basically, I was standing there, not interrupting her. She was talking to the other people in the room.
Okay.
And she had like this very long talk about foreigners, outsiders in trouble. And I think she mentioned missing Liz and the caves and meeting and group and some. It was strange. I didn't get everything. I didn't want to listen in, and so I was standing there, and then I just made my my presence apparent, and everybody got up very shocked, and the 3 men left the room, just jumping out of the seats and leaving. And yeah, it was strange.
That is very strange. We should tell Annabelle.
Yes,
She'd be interested in that. She's in her room. I think she's probably doing girl things because she's in her room.
As gods do.
Apparently so. Yeah. So we should probably knock first.
Yeah. Don't want to get shocked like Margie.
Who?
The lady of this house.
Oh, is that what she's called?
No, I don't think so. I think she's called Marjorie, but by this point, I think she likes being called Margie secretly. Like
Okay.
She's the secret mayor. We should ask her if she's the secret mayor.
Why don't we just call her Secret Mayor, and then it won't matter whether we get her name wrong?
Great idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna knock on Annabelle's door.
Sorry, I was just powdering my nose. Doing
Stop.
girl things. What's going on?
So, I'm gonna repeat everything I just told to Colin, and then she locked the door behind me. She seemed very pretty with stuff that she wasn't busy with before.
She told us to come down there and she'd have tea and hopefully some nice butter cookies.
You're right. I didn't see her making tea, though.
What about cookies?
No cookies.
Well, I mean, these locks are just old school skeleton key locks from a million years ago. It can't be that hard to get in.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I could pick the lock on room 6.
Do you know how to pick a lock?
I know how a lock is made, so therefore I think I could work out how to pick a lock.
Well, being a girl, I have a hairpin for you.
I wasn't thinking of doing it now while everybody was wandering around, but good.
There's nobody here but us.
And Secret Mayor.
But they left.
And well, no, the 3 other people left. I think Secret Mayor's still here because it's her house.
Wait, Secret Mayor?
Oh,
Yeah.
Marge thingy, who owns the place.
Oh. Why are you calling her the Secret Mayor?
Because
Is she horsey?
No, because Timothy is unsure of her name.
Well, it seems rude to call her a horse.
Well,
Why
we won't
horse?
call her it to her face, and I don't mean mayor like M-A-R-E. I mean mayor like the mayor of the town, mayor.
Like mayor?
No, like mayor. Mayor. M-A-Y-O-R. Mayor.
Right, mayor.
Not mayor. That's not a word.
There's an A and an O, and you have to say both of them.
No, you don't. They're just spare.
Thing is, the grocery shops closes in roughly an hour, and I need a toothbrush. And I forgot
Well,
what else.
we could get cookies and pork rinds there.
We should definitely go to the store because I'm going to get in so much trouble in a minute if we don't. Either from Annabelle or Secret Mayor, one or the other.
Okay. So, I mean, did you also notice what I heard Secret Mayor saying?
You start.
I think she basically confirmed my cave theory that I had in the car, that missing Liz is hiding in a cave.
You had a cave theory in the car?
Yes.
Not that there was a cave in the car. He was in the car when he had the theory about the cave, because cars don't have caves.
I probably couldn't hear him over the Fleetwood Mac 8-track.
It was quite loud.
Yeah. Also, all your theories have been better, but yeah, maybe she is just hiding in a cave for a month.
Couple of years now, right?
Or yeah, whatever time we settled on.
Time.
So maybe we want to go there after we bought a toothbrush.
I like the idea of a boost trough, to be fair.
I gotta call the toothbrush.
And I'm hoping some good beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is, but okay.
One thing, though, with the caves is there are no signs for caves. You have seen no caves around.
We can ask the grocery shop person.
Ask their name first, though, yeah?
Yeah. Maybe it's on the building, because there was the name of the Miss Waitress on the diner. There's the name of the last name, probably, of the people on this house. I think they're constantly forgetting their own names. That's why they're writing them over the doors.
I'm going to go out on a limb on this one and say that maybe the older lady at the diner wasn't named Artie.
Do you think? Why?
Well, because that would mean her full name would be Arthur.
Or
Artemis.
Artemis?
Not better. That's not better.
Or perhaps she was just arty. Like she liked to paint.
It was Arties, just to let you know on the spelling.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yep.
think there's an Artie somewhere who's probably the actual cook, which is probably why everything was so bad.
Oh, maybe he is with missing Liz in the caves, and
Why was
that's how
missing
she.
Why are we calling her Missing Liz?
I've been wondering that for the last 2 hours.
Because she is missing.
And her name
Are
is
we all
Elizabeth.
Are we all to
Yeah.
have nicknames? Why don't I have a nickname? I don't want to be a horse.
Okay, let's call her
Belle.
Belly.
No, Belle. Like in that movie. That's probably not out yet.
No, it's definitely not.
Great.
Like
the
in
cartoon?
like the church.
Bell of the Green. What is it? Bell of the Green.
Okay. Maybe.
Green Gables.
Bell of the Green Gables. Yeah.
That's
No, that's
Anne.
Anne.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we could call you Pepper, like in Bell Pepper. That would be an awesome private investigator name. My name is Pepper. Bell Pepper. Great. I love it.
So we're going from the secret horse to missing Liz, but I get bell pepper.
You don't like it?
Well, I suppose if it's a yellow bell pepper, it would be all right. I mean, it's a good 70s color, but no, I want an exciting nickname.
Okay.
You hear in the background someone shout, "It's better than Colin!"
Okay. Shall we move on?
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
I'm happy to have this discussion for the rest of the game. Are you going to head towards the grocery store?
Yes, because if Timothy doesn't get a toothbrush, we'll never hear the end of it.
Also,
and
the
we
car
won't want
is
to stand too close to him.
Yeah, the car is
Well,
also
can
quite
you
a
just
long way.
share Colin's toothbrush?
No.
No, do gods do that?
It's the 70s. Free love.
But
That
not
was
free.
that was last decade.
Oh, well,
This is the end
I'm not
of the
sharing my
70s.
toothbrush.
Everything's gold spandex at the moment. And roller skates.
Okay.
You're kind of glad to be out of England because all of the riots and the closing down of the mines. So seeing a miner out of work is a normal thing.
I thought he was unable to get work.
Yeah, a miner out of work.
Oh, out of work. Sorry.
Margaret Thatcher. Anyway, so yes, you head down the street. As you are walking down the street, again, there's a few people around. They are quite clearly now watching you. Something in the atmosphere has changed in the way that the locals, they were making you feel a little bit not quite right beforehand. But you just put that down to, you're not local, you're not welcome. Now there's almost an air of hostility from those staring at you. You walk past your car, check on it, make sure it's still locked, make sure it's all fine. Just before you get to the grocery store at the end of the street, you hear from behind you, "Excuse me there, you got a second or two?" Kind of a chirpy call from a fella behind you. You turn around and you see a man in pressed brown trousers, a brown shirt, brown belt, gun at his waist, hat on. It is quite clearly the sheriff.
Yes, officer. What what did you need?
Oh, nothing really. I just thought I'd introduce myself. I like to make myself known to all visitors. Make sure nobody's up to anything. Name's Jacob Ackerman. What brings you to these parts then? Not trouble, I hope. You're not one of those partying lots who like to go out into the woods and well, you know what? You're not one of those lots, are you? You look like good people.
No, we're just out for a toothbrush.
A bit of a long way to come to get a toothbrush all the way out here.
Oh, we didn't come here just for the toothbrush, but that's why we're out on the street now. We're going to the store to get a toothbrush.
Oh,
It's closing soon.
I see we've got a comedian here then, have we? Well, no. Just as long as you don't cause any trouble in town, we'll have no problems. Don't go poking your nose where it's not wanted. These people can be a little bit... I've gone proper like English Bobby. It can be a little bit prickly if you stick your nose in where it's not wanted. So do keep mind of where you're going.
Yeah, officer, we're really sorry. We did not mean to make any jokes to you or any offense. You got to understand he's British. So
Foreign types. Okay.
Yeah.
So not only are you foreign to the town, you're foreign to the country and the ways. Still can't give you any leeway though. The law is the law, and well, certain people don't like business being poked into around here. We keep things simple. We keep things safe. We keep things the same.
Did we break the law?
Not as far as I'm aware yet, but
We're just going for a toothbrush.
if you keep putting that snarky comments on, well, you never know.
No. He genuinely needs a toothbrush.
He may well generally need a toothbrush, but if this is the way you speak to police back home, well, I know you don't have sheriffs, so, well, you're a strange bunch back there anyway. Well.
officer, look, we're not from around here.
That's easy to tell.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go down to the store before it closes, and then we'll be heading back up to the B&B, maybe catch some fall colors tomorrow.
Very good, very good. Just remember, we like to keep things here.
I understand completely, officer. Will we see you down at the bar later?
Maybe not. Well, good day to you all. He rests his hand, he nods, he grabs the rim of his hat, nods his head, puts his hand resting on his holster on the gun, turns around and walks away.
So are we good to get a toothbrush now, or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was weird.
it was weird.
Maybe they're not big on toothbrushes.
Maybe they like the way the teeth are and not change them.
Like
Yeah.
tooth au naturel.
Yeah, we are definitely not getting that Mountain Dew.
No, probably
that's
not.
that's bad for the teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they drink a lot of it around here, so.
Okay.
They're the
So-
first place in America to get the red Mountain Dew.
Well, it's special then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for the toothbrush. What? Why was he insisting on we shall not make any trouble and like the things the way they are? It's
I think he thought Colin had a smart mouth, so.
I literally told him we were going to the store.
yeah.
Should I have said shop? I mean, I thought they were called stores here, but I might have got that wrong.
I think it was the toothbrush thing that was confusing him.
People
Hmm.
aren't good with confusion here.
I've
Okay.
noticed that from the menu.
Okay, great.
So moving
All
on,
right.
just because I want to get to a certain point in the story before we wrap up today's session or this evening session, depending on where you are watching it, because we
It's
are in
night.
4 different time zones here. I think me and Tracy are in a different time zone. But yeah, so you head off to the shop having this conversation, and the general store. It is a gas station. There's a single pump in the gas station. It's a little bit rusty. It's a little bit old. The store, it has your basics in it. It has an aisle full of deodorant, bathroom stuff, cleaning stuff. It has an aisle full of fresh fruit and veg. It has an aisle full of potato chips. It has a freezer, or a cool cabinet at the back. There's no freezer or anything. There doesn't appear to be any meats or anything in there, but there is packets of dried meats, beef jerkies, and the like around. It's basically a 1970s 7-Eleven. The kind of place where there is definitely a shotgun under the counter, and that is the most obvious weapon that is lying around, as there will be many more.
No, this is not a grocery store. This is a mini mart.
I am just happy with finding this amazing toothbrush. And are we getting any food?
We definitely need to get some jerky.
Yeah.
I still don't know what that is.
And they've got venison jerky too.
That doesn't help, because beef isn't the word I'm struggling with here.
It's like salted dried meat.
Salted sounds nice. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure
It's
about the
salted.
rest.
It's like chewy. And you don't need to refrigerate it because of all the salt. And like if you do peppered, it's real spicy. But yeah, that it's meat. That's why it's dried, and that's why it's so dark brown.
I can think of about 7 different diseases that you could probably get from that.
No,
and this
it's
is
very
coming
safe.
from someone who is eating 1970s English food.
Prawn cocktail.
Mary Rose dressing.
Okay, let's get to the counter and throw down the packages of beef jerky.
And we need pork rinds.
What do you say? And
I'm guessing pork rinds is what we would call pork scratchings.
I imagine so.
I don't know what pork scratchings are.
Deep fried pork skin as a snack.
Yeah. Well, it depends if it depends on exactly how it's cooked, because you can also have cracklings.
Crackling is more pork scratchings, I suppose.
Yeah, like cracklings are very dense, and pork rinds are much more sort of airy and billowy, like a crisp.
Okay, so looking at the photos, they're like not pub style pork scratchings, but like, you know, cheap supermarket pork scratchings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just confirming for myself what you're buying.
Yeah. But yeah, essentially pork scratching.
Yeah. I imagine you've also had a very long conversation with Colin in this grocery store about potato chips.
Yeah, I don't think we need to cover that in detail.
No.
But basically, they're not the ones that you cook and put salt and vinegar on.
No, and the whole idea of salt and vinegar is a bit weird in America.
And I'd also have to explain Fritos.
You'd have to explain quite a lot of things. Like, I walk around the shops here and I look at them going, why is it blue? Why do you have blue things? But anyway, and the flavor is
We buy
blue.
stuff.
Yeah, you buy some
We
stuff.
buy stuff.
The guy behind the counter is very much a mechanic, very, very greasy. Doesn't really say much, just kind of rings it up, stares at you, and you pay and you get some change. And you are not overcharged, unlike in the restaurant or diner.
Right.
As you leave the grocery store, you start to head back to the B&B. Again, the atmosphere feels changed. As you get maybe halfway down, you've just walked past your car. Can you, for anybody who wants to, I'll say this, you can make a foreboding check if you take a point off body as well. There's something very oppressive about what is happening.
I can do that.
So foreboding is soul, but you'll have to lose a point off body as well.
Okay.
I'm not taking that role.
Oh, come on. Colin's perfectly hench and can afford to lose some body.
I gonna spend.
Are you going to take a weird as well?
Weird body and.
No, so it's a challenge roll, so you're going to roll 1 dice. You have to spend the point in body. This doesn't get added to anything. You just have to lose it.
Yeah.
And you're doing a foreboding soul roll. So do you want to take a weird point?
Yeah. I take a weird point. I reduce my body by 1. Might is also reduced by 1. And last thing was soul. I spent 2 points of soul.
Okay. So you're going to add 3 points.
And I
Roll.
add 2 points.
Oh, sorry, 2 points. Roll me the
And
dice.
do I get any dice for weird? I don't, right? Because it is just I have to also take 1 point of weird.
You don't have to take the point of weird if you don't want to. You don't have to take from the weird pool.
Oh, okay. No, then I will take it.
You will take
Let's
it.
see
Okay.
what's happening.
Yeah. Roll me your dice.
The weird die is a 5. And if we add 2, I come out at a 7.
You have a feeling that something bad is going to happen. There is a presence and a pressure upon you. As you look around, the locals that are standing around are watching you very, very closely. And there are maybe 1 or 2 who are following you. The ones who are following you are large. They are big people. They seem well built and like they can handle themselves. But there is something definitely threatening about the atmosphere and the way the people are now behaving towards you. You feel the urge to run back to the B&B, a place that may be safe. You are definitely not welcome on the streets.
Do you also get this? Like all the it's like when the real annoying drunk people are getting rowdy at the party. You just know somebody's gonna spoil the fun soon. I get this feeling right now. I think these two guys over there by the lantern post, they are the drunks. And I think they were already lurking at the store thing, looking out for us.
You think they were waiting for us outside the store?
Yeah.
With those guys?
Yeah.
Well, they're walking our direction. Should we say something?
No, don't talk to the drunk people. They are trouble.
All right, well, let's go back to the Wellman house.
Yeah.
Unless you guys want to just, like, sneak into the bar and be around other people.
You've gone past the bar.
I think we should go back.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
As you head back, it becomes quite obvious that those two are following you. And a few more are starting to follow, almost as if a crowd has built up around you. You get back to the B&B. It feels empty. It feels as if there's nobody there. You head up to your rooms, and Annabelle, when you open the door, you kick something with your foot. You look down. It is an old iron key with a little paper tag on it which says room 6. And we shall end today's story and today's point right here. And we shall come back at some point, probably, hopefully, at some point soon, and actually finish the story. Hopefully.
There are many more food-related things to be said. I think.
I'm excited about the key because I actually collect skeleton keys.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I've got several prison skeleton keys.
I'm assuming you're talking about yourself in real life and not Annabelle.
Yes, myself in real life.
That's awesome.
That's exciting.
That's cool. But yes, so there we go. Welcome to Wellman. Somewhere vaguely like Solemn Vale, maybe. We'll see.
It's shaping up to be quite like Solemn Vale.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Without any unusually large sausages. Suspiciously large sausages.
Large red sausages. Mm.
Then we get Badger Stump in the pub.
Yeah, but from my experience now of playing Solemn Vale, it all seems to revolve around food and then a little bit of creep. So
That's just our version of the game.
yes.
It's food horror.
Food horror. Mm.
Yes.
Nutritious nightmares.
Well, it is the 70s, and some of the things that were around in the 70s in the UK, I don't think should have been called food. We seem to do weird things with jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat should not be encased in jelly.
No.
Is that Jello or jelly?
Jello.
Okay.
Not jam.
Well, I mean, there was definitely some weird stuff going on with Jello here too.
Yeah. But cool. So we shall delve back into the world of Solemn Vale, I say, at some point, hopefully soon. Obviously, we are coming up to the Christmas periods, and I know people are going to get busy, but have a decent internet, so we can hopefully do this again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I would
absolutely.
like to see.
Mhm.
I'd like to see Timothy and Colin and Annabelle back again. So we shall wrap up very, very quickly because I know it's quite late for Tom being in Germany, and I need to go shopping because it's actually not late here.
Shopping.
Yeah, I need to go buy a toothbrush.
And some beef
jerky.
jerky.
Beef jerky, yes. Brilliant. So we shall quickly wrap up. If you just want to say who you are, where can people find you if you want to, if anybody does social media anymore. I don't know what social media is. You know me. Well, she'll go the opposite way. We shall start with Mark. Do a quick sign.
Yes, you can find the Folklore Podcast at that URL that is behind my left shoulder. And you can also find it on Twitter and Instagram and Bluesky and Facebook. Just look for the Folklore Podcast.
And then we'll go the other way. And above me, Tom.
I am Tom. You can find me on some Discords, I think.
So
Some. And I will be running several games at the IllusionCon next weekend. And I just received my player lists, and I'm very happy that I can run Modern Versen, a book that David and I wrote. And I'm going to run a scenario that, if anybody is watching this on POD, is probably out by now, but from this point of time, it is very soon.
it's nearly complete, isn't it?
It
Very
is.
nearly complete. Where else can they see that game soon?
Soon, I think of the day on Tuesday. I think on Tuesday we are scheduled to release episode 1 of Remember Me with Red Moon Role Playing and me as their GM.
It is a very, very good, creepy Vessen game. Be in a good mental place, I think, if you want to watch that.
Yeah.
But cool. Right. And last but not least,
I'm Tracy, and if you want to find my games, you can find them at madmenandheroes.com. Or if you would like my podcast, it's folkloringpodcast.com.
cool. And then me, I'm David. I do this madness. I try to corral people to do a story and not just talk about food. And occasionally I do a podcast, which I really need to get back to. I need to do my second Belphegor episode. But yeah, thank you very much for everybody who watched and took part in the chat. It was good fun, and I hope we can do this again at some time soon. Fingers crossed. So, thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye.